Hi guys, I'm going to be doing a bit of gaming on the Steam Deck. My Steam Deck is the original LCD version Steam Deck, and of course, this is a 64 gigabyte version Steam Deck that is the original. And of course, I'll be using the DualSense controller. My Steam Deck is the 64 gigabyte version. That's the version that was released the first time when Valve first announced the Steam Deck. And with time, the Steam Deck also became a bestseller, and a lot of people were buying it before. So it kind of became difficult to get, and people had to pre-order this. I mean, now it's easy to buy it. You just go on the website and buy it. But back in the day, you had to pre-order the Steam Deck, and this was something that we as people, the other people, had to do if you wanted the Steam Deck. You had to buy it. So at that time, when I first got my hands on the Steam Deck, I had it on the 64 gigabytes version, but eventually I did upgrade the Steam Deck, and I've had the Steam Deck on the actual. I've had this on the 1 terabyte because it uses the 2230, which is the SSD. I was able to upgrade it, and I've had it on the 1 terabyte ever since I bought it, and that's been 2 years now that I've had it. And I do like to play games on this, and I like to promote it as much as possible, and to tell people that you do not need to buy the OLED version because it is pretty expensive, and I know a lot of people are just buying it because it's new, it's on the market, and everyone else has the OLED version. But I do like to promote the LCD version, which is the original, because I still feel like this is good for gaming, and I feel like it is a waste. Like, well, when I say waste, I don't mean it's a bad thing. I'm just saying a lot of people are buying the newer version Steam Deck OLED when this one is still good for gaming, and I feel like it's right now on Steam. They're actually selling this on special. I'll be going into the Steam store to show you how much they're selling it for, and hopefully you guys can grab a bargain. Let me open up the Steam, and it was on library. I'm gonna go to Futured now, and I want to find the sales. There are publisher sales for PlayStation and publisher sales for everything else. Here it does say up to 25% off Steam Deck LCD 64 gigabytes and 512 gigabyte models on sale until September 26th. Right, so if we jump into this, I'm going to show you. It says your games everywhere. So I'm actually going to show you. This says powerful portable PC gaming designed for comfort and a console-like experience. And I'm going to kind of scroll downwards and show you guys the actual models. So it says 64 gigabytes and 512 gigabytes Steam Deck LCD models are on sale through September 26, 10 a.m. specific. And then it says $262.65 for the 64 gigabyte LCD version. Like I told you guys, mine is actually the OG, the original version, which is this one right here, that one. But I said to you guys, it's a much better deal to buy the 512 gigabyte LCD version because that's the one that comes with the matte display. And if you want to game outside, then this is a better version for you guys to actually purchase. So it is actually a better. It's like if I was telling someone to buy this, I wouldn't say to them buy the 64 gigabyte version. I would say buy the 512 one. You're getting storage too. You're getting a better screen than the 64 gigabyte version. And of course, if you scroll downwards, you do get the 256 gigabyte version as well, and that actually costs more. It's $350, which I think I said to people, one, the 256 is not a lot of storage, it's actually less. Two, you don't get the better screen, which is the matte display. That only comes with the 512 gigabyte version, and as you can see, it's still available because of the price. I mean, would I tell someone to buy it? Well, 350 is not bad because the 64 gigabyte version was going for 350. So I think that's not a bad deal. The OLED is actually going for $480, and that's a 512 gig, which I think is a good deal. But I would promote buying the 1 terabyte OLED because in my Steam Deck, this is the original Steam Deck. This Steam Deck is actually got. Oh yeah, guys, I just remembered something. I have the lens cover. I forgot the lens cover was on the screen. It's in a case. The iPhone is in a case. I'm recording this with the iPhone 14 Pro Max, and I forgot it has a lens. You see, it's got a lens here, a cover. And I was looking, it looked kind of weird, and I was like, "This is the iPhone. It's supposed to be clearer, better than this." So I just remembered it's got the lens cover, so I had to remove the lens cover. Sorry about that. So the 1 terabyte OLED, I think it's a good deal. Because on my original LCD 64 gigabyte version Steam Deck, it's actually upgrading it to that 1 terabyte cost me $140, but I did buy mine for $350 when it first came out. This is 2 years ago. So when this first came out 2 years ago, yeah, that's when I got this. I know you're thinking 2 years ago. Isn't this a year old or a year and a few months old? It is technically for the people who are buying it now. Like you can just buy it now. But I'm talking about when we had to pre-order. It took me like 2 years to get this thing. So when you had to pre-order this, you had to wait for everyone else in Japan to get it, Europe to get this, and then eventually the people got it. It went country to country, region to region before you could get yours. And then by the time it became fully available like it is now, on the full release date, then now you can buy it. You see what I mean? I would have said the 64 gigabyte is not a problem because mine is a 64 gig and mine's got a terabyte, and I'll show you that mine is a terabyte version. If I open up File Explorer, no, that's not what I wanted. I think it's things I want settings on the File Explorer. Oh yeah, let me put this down. I don't know where it's appearing at. Like, okay, so okay, there it is. I was wondering why it wasn't coming up. Go to this PC and I'll try and zoom in. This is an iPhone. You should be able to see this. It does say 952 gigabyte. Mine says 952 gigabyte, and it says free is 277 gigabyte. And for the SDXC card, which is the micro SD card, which is recognized as the D drive, it's got 234 gigabyte free from 256 gigabyte. And I've had this micro SD card since I had my Steam Deck. This is the same micro SD card in there for 2 years. It wasn't always free. It had games in there, but I freed it up. I freed up the games. I wasn't playing the games, so I just removed them. But as you can see, it clearly says 952 gigabyte. That's a terabyte. So is mine the terabyte version? No, there was no terabytes Steam Deck ever released by Valve. There was no terabyte version like that. So how did I get the terabyte? I upgraded the SSD. Just open up the Steam Deck and remove the screws, and you just put in another SSD. That's what I did. I had this version, this one. That's not had. Sorry, I don't know why I'm saying had. It is the 64 gigabyte version. This is a This is a decal. This is a skin. You know the skin things you put on. It's on the back as well. The back part. It's a Steam Deck. It's an original Steam Deck. It's just that mine's got this decal. The skin I put on it. Back in the day, we used to do all crazy things. So we were putting skins. That's a cyberpunk skin. So that's why mine is yellow like this. But it's not yellow by color. It's just it's a decal. I don't know what you call them. Those plastic covering thing you put on your phone, or you put it on the Steam Deck. Some people put it on the game pads. It can come off. This comes off. This comes off. The yellow, it's a plastic. Just remove it and put another one. But I like it. I've had this for 2 years. So that's why I was saying I think the 512 gigabyte version was the best deal. One, better screen, get a max display, go outside, you can still play games. And two, the 512 gigabytes will give you enough time to save up to buy a terabyte SSD or 2 terabyte SSD. And you can definitely install Call of Duty 3, Modern Warfare, and Black Ops 6 and play it on the Steam Deck.